All right, so here we go. Yes, welcome to 2025. Can you believe it? And guess what? Already the Stalker 2 dev team are responding to big concerns about the game and the future of the game. We're going to go over the new responses today and yes, some new discoveries from the community because it looks like we could be seeing some pretty big map expansions in the future. And I also want to take a moment to thank you all so much for the support you guys gave me in 2024. You know, 2024 started off rough for me, and I cannot thank you guys enough for all the love and support. And to start off 2025, I'm doing something incredibly unique, and you guys can join me and obtain free gifts along the way. And this leads me into my brand new announcement. I have started a new YouTube channel, which you can find in the description down below, and I'm going to be taking Wukong here and company on an adventure in Raid because I'm partnering up with Raid Shadow Legends to go on a complete adventure from the beginning of the game to truly discover how deep this game actually is. And also, you guys can join me on this journey. I hope to start a clan and everything, and I look forward to seeing your replies and comments out on my videos. I'll be waiting for you guys and saying hello to you all, and I also will be giving away a legendary champion as well as 2 free epic champions, which you can obtain for yourself by watching my first video on my new channel. So yeah, join me on this brand new adventure. This is going to be a fun one. Check it out in the description below. All right, so I say we start off with those official replies from the dev team, and we have to head on over to the official Discord first, where this was posted right here, starting with Stalker 2 Alife is still trash. Whoa, so shots fired there. And here's the response. Says, just saw this video, you're kind of right, in gameplay it doesn't feel too good either. And they say to Malt here, Happy New Year's, are you and the team aware of the issues pointed out by the issues in this video? Seems like there's still a lot of stuff that works more primitively or just lacking features compared to the older games in Alife 2.0. And the link actually leads us to this old versus new Alife and NPC comparison, which is absolutely fascinating, showcasing how the AI responds to situations in the game. There's all sorts of cool scenarios that happen in Stalker 1. Sources in the description below to that video, by the way, but yeah, you know, that video has some very good points, but it is also interesting how you can go to the PDA in Stalker 1 and kind of see what is happening in real time with a lot of the factions. You can actually see the red dots. Now, I think that's kind of spoilerific as to what you will find in the environment. So I actually do not want to see like red dots on the map. I want to discover that for myself by kind of like stumbling into situations instead of having it like right there on the map. Let me know if you're the same way or not. But one thing that was showcased in that video is how the radio actually updates you in real time about battles and scenarios that are going on in the world. That's something that I would love to see and hear. And if you're thinking that they're just going to do one update to Alife 2.0, you would be very wrong. Here's the official response from the dev team. Check it out right here. They say this: Happy New Year, chat. Alife team have seen the video. We'll still be working on improvements now in 2025. So they've taken a look at the video and they are listening to feedback and they are noticing what players want. And this is your chance once again to sound off when it comes to AI, when it comes to the factions, Alife 2.0 in particular. What would you guys like to specifically see improved for this system? Because yeah, they are currently actively working on it right now, and they are seeking out feedback from the community. And this next comment led me down the rabbit hole for sure, and guess what? It comes from one of you guys, and it definitely leads to interesting places. So stick with me here, check it out. It says, I actually seen somewhere a different info about future DLC. First one, Mystery of the Leminsk, with that radio signal from Leminsk, looks very likely. The second one, Cold Island, this one will have an area with snow. Well, that comment got me doing some digging around the internet, and I did some searching, and ultimately I was led to this post right here, cut locations from Stalker 2. And this is where things get very interesting, because the post goes on to say this: Hi, while comparing release map with map from leaked build, I noticed there are some cut areas from the map near Duga and Pripyat. Even CNPP is not available to discover. Your thoughts. And here's a look at what was supposed to be the original map for Stalker 2, as you can see right here. Now, you're probably wondering, hey, Robbie, what has changed exactly? Well, thankfully, we have this examination. You can see here how a lot of the original map didn't actually make it into the game, and there's many reasons for that, of course, and that is going to happen when it comes to time constraints. Devs may run into situations where they have to absolutely cut things because it just cannot make it into the game. But hey, it got people paying attention to some of the teases that are in the game which relate to this cut content, and we got some very interesting theories here which gives us some specifics as well eventually, so stick with me. It says maybe plan DLC, maybe just cut content, not enough time to finish, bloat, performance issues, etc. I totally agree with that one. And he says, I would prefer DLCs like these instead of content, which could be added by mods, new weapons, armors, God forbid, game mechanics. This way, we can avoid possible copyright issues and get valuable content, which we probably couldn't get otherwise. And also means more support for console as well, if we eventually work our way to PlayStation 5 down the road. And I always love the idea of them expanding the existing map instead of giving us an entirely new map, which, if any indication, it looks like that might be the path that they will be taking when it comes to expansions. And I think people also forget that there is a season pass, and this guy says, so I guess it would be planned as DLC areas. But this post right here is where it gets very interesting, because someone translated that original, I guess you would say, leaked map, and it says, yep, the leaked picture below literally says DLC, as well as the name of the said DLC. I can translate some areas if anyone wants me to do so. The CNPP Generators DLC is gonna be crazy. And they further translated the map saying this: the two northern areas are called the Cold Island and the Sandy Plateau. Sandy Plateau is a real place, by the way. The southwest area is called Kagorod, which is a traditional dance in Ukraine and Russia. It also appears to have a place named Dr. Kamenov's lab, as well as a school. And there's also literal references to Cold Island by Scar as well. And the next bit I'm not going to show. There is a video out in the wild that does showcase some of these areas, because some players have actually gone out of bounds, but I definitely consider this sort of thing spoilers, because I think you guys want to experience it when it's completely finalized and finished, if in fact the dev team are going to take this path with DLC. Again, a lot of this stuff is rumors, but it does look very, very viable, simply because the infrastructure is so developed already. The foundation is there from what I have seen. All they have to do right now is basically develop a story, AI, and streamline the engine to support a bigger map. So overall, looks like some exciting things are going to be happening around Stalker 2 here in 2025. But you know what? It is time to go over your top comments. As always, leave a comment down below. And yes, I may actually read it. But also, for those of you that consider yourself hardcore supporters of what I do and you really believe in me, I wanted to let you guys know that I have partnered up with Raid, and I have created an entirely new YouTube channel. If you want to drop by and say hello, see the link in the description below. And also, you can find my newest video there, and if you watch it, you can join me in Raid and play alongside me, get a free legendary champion and 2 epic champions. So yeah, drop on by, say hello. Would love to have you guys come on over, but let's get into your top comments about all things Stalker 2. So let's do this. All right, so here we go. First one says, after playing extensively, I can conclusively say, fix the enemy accuracy. I'm getting tired of the buckshot sniper accuracy shotguns 300 meters away. It is just ridiculous. I'm like, dear God, these guys know how to snipe with shotguns, which absolutely makes no sense. So again, you know, the dev team have said previously that they are looking to potentially balance the weapons in the game. So I do think that is going to be happening for sure. Those shotguns are deadly. And what's the next comment here? It says, one thing I'd like to see is smaller sleeping areas out in the zone instead of just towns, but maybe add some danger to it, like being woken up by mutants or opposing faction patrols. I would love to see this. You know, that kind of reminds me of Dragon's Dogma 2, when you would travel on the cart and fast travel and you would be interrupted by a monster. Some people absolutely got sick of that mechanic, but I like the unknown dangers. You know, even Metro Exodus, there was a time where I decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to sleep in this bed. It was on a boat. It definitely did not belong to me. I took the risk, and I woke up to voices outside, and it was just like such a freaky thing. I did not expect that whatsoever, and these were not friendly voices whatsoever, and I had to kind of stealth my way out of the situation and ended up in a gunfight. That's the sort of thing I want to see in Stalker 2, where you can make your own camp even, and that comes with a lot of risk. You know, perhaps some sort of faction can roam up on you while you're trying to sleep and interrupt your sleep, and maybe they can have mechanics where you can actually get captured and that sort of thing, you have to escape. So yeah, there's a lot of potential cool gameplay mechanics they could do with this sort of thing. And we got this one right here. Speaking of inventory management, when moving items from your stash, the page resets to the top after each item. Super frustrating when you have items to move, which are at the bottom. Yeah, so I really do hope that they take your comment into consideration when they are working on this inventory management, because they definitely need to improve it in multiple ways. All right, next up, we have this one. I really want to see a faction system. I'd love to be able to join a faction and help them grow. Man, let me tell you what, it'd be so cool if they could just flesh that sort of system out. I feel like that is what is missing from the game. Beyond, Alife 2.0, having a meaningful faction system where you can kind of mess up and make factions angry and kind of maybe even have them sort of war with each other. There's so much potential with what they can do with that. But that right there, that would take a lot of development hours. We'll see if something like that ends up in the expansion or even like free updates. We'll have to see what the dev team has to say about that one. And we got this comment right here. It says, for the love of God, please keep this away from Netflix. I watched them ruin The Witcher. Don't want to see what they would do to Stalker. Yeah, it really does concern me when something becomes so extremely mainstream. Then you have every investor that wants to give their opinion and say, no, add this in there, add that, too many cooks in the kitchen. And I do not want to see that happening with Stalker 2. I really want to see this dev team retain control of what they have created through and through, all the way into, even if they do a TV series, which I hope they're very cautious with the approach they would take if they do that. Yeah, we'll see what would happen. Again, a lot of you guys also are like, hey, I would prefer HBO to do it. But, even HBO sometimes struggles with some of their stuff as well. Only time will tell how this one is going to pan out. But for now, I'm still enjoying Stalker as a franchise. But thank you guys so much for the love and support. As always, we are now in 2025. There are so many good games on the horizon. So stay tuned here for more coverage of Stalker 2, and we'll see if GTA 6 actually releases. Dear God, it's taken forever. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.